What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. I appreciate you connecting with me during my 10,000 steps today. And shout out to all my new subscribers that have jumped on board along for the ride for the 5,000 subs by New Year. Let's get into this topic, man. It's about Lil Durk. Lil Durk. You know, so many rappers got to be Lil, Big, Young, or Slim. That's pretty much it. If you think about it, that's a lot of the rappers. Lil, Big, Slim, or Young something. But here we are, Lil Durk, man. I always find it fascinating how some of these rappers they start making millions of dollars and they can never leave this stupid stuff alone. They grew up in the hood. They grew up in, a rough area, dangerous people were killed every day. I know that life. I understand it. I came from that myself. I came from an area in Detroit that was rough, man. I don't even go over there anymore. I made that video a few months back of why I don't go back to the hood. Man, it's because the hood will kill you. Once you didn't seen a certain level of success, you now will die there. The very neighborhood that you grew up in and that you love doesn't love you anymore because you made it. You got out of the struggle, and you got people that hate you just for pulling yourself up out of that instead of staying in a victim mentality and being like, oh, you'll never make it out. So I don't go to my old hood no more, man. I took my boys over there, just so I could show them my old house and my old, the backboard to my basketball rim was still hanging up on the back of the garage. And I thought that was so crazy because I remember when I dunked it down, but the area was already bad and it is deteriorated greatly since the days when I ran over there. But man, you got to leave certain stuff alone when you get to a certain age. When you start making a certain level of money, you got to just leave certain stupid stuff alone. And I see with a lot of these rappers, they really have trouble doing that. They done got out of the streets. They rich as hell. They could do whatever they want. And they still are drawn back to the old lifestyle in some attempt to try to prove they still real. They still 100. They still for the streets. And that's nonsense. That whole thing of you got to prove you still down, you got to still prove that you one of us, that's nonsense. Do not do that. These are people that are trying to guilt you into doing things that are no longer best for you. These are people that are trying to twist your arm into moving in a way that is now dangerous for you in the position that you're in now. So he done found himself in some trouble. I mean, he apparently was already going to court for something. I don't even know what, because I really ain't kept up with him. He's not a rapper of my generation. But somebody in his midst who was wearing a wire, got him on tape apparently, allegedly, saying some sort of stuff that he was going to have people killed that were going to testify against him. Now, all this is alleged. It's innocent until proven guilty. But he's been arrested for the stuff, even though that's by no means, presumed guilty. It don't sound good. All right. If they got him on wire saying some stuff like that, that's not good, man. And the fact that he had people around him that would even wear a wire and was doing all this talking is a problem in itself. But I can understand how he fell for it. Reportedly, the guy who allegedly wore the wire, we got to make sure we keep saying alleged for everything. The guy who allegedly wore the wire, that allegedly picked up him saying that he would be doing this, was somebody that when he was in jail before, the guy admits himself, Durk took care of him. Durk gave him money. Durk got him a place to stay when he got out, all this sort of stuff. So, I mean, damn. There's no honor among thieves, no loyalty, none of that sort of stuff. This is stuff that's romanticized by TV and movies. It's not the case in real life. You got a guy who you took care of and, you know, really looked out for. And based on that, you expect there to be a level of loyalty here because you essentially saved this man's life. You essentially took care of this dude when he had nothing and had nobody. And this is the very dude that's like making sure he is close to you as possible when y'all in the same room so that the wire can pick up whatever you saying. You know, I learned this stuff a long time ago, man. You can never trust anybody around you fully. You cannot. You must assume that there's something about you or that you have that other people want, including the people around you that are closest. Because I've been betrayed by homies that I believed I was close to, stabbed me in the back the moment there was something I had that they wanted bad enough. So the moment there's something that you have that they want bad enough, your friendship, brotherhood, whatever you want to call it with them becomes expendable because they want the thing you have more than they want their brotherhood with you. So understand that. If you understand this and you know this, you're less likely to get stabbed in the back. You're less likely to be caught off guard the way that I was. But we all have to learn this one way or another. We just hope that when we learn it, it's not under a situation where you might be going to prison for life. That's what the report is, that he could be facing life in prison if he's found guilty for this, which would be just awful because you go from living one way to now living in prison for the rest of your life. You know, you had unlimited money, unlimited broads, unlimited weed, whatever it is that you like to do, man. You know, unlimited rubbers. Hey, what's going on, brother? You know, unlimited drink, unlimited good times. You go from having a lifestyle where you living in the lap of luxury. You could do whatever it is that you want every day, all day. Why would you ever jeopardize that to be out here running in the streets to do the same old stuff that you was trying to get away from? You know, so I say this to y'all as somebody who was in a very rough, dangerous area and doesn't ever go back. Once you escape this, if this is you, if you are in that same scenario right now, you can get out of there. You will get out of there. All you have to do is want it enough. And when you do get out of there, don't go back. Don't think for a second that I've never had urges to go over there. Of course I have. I've had urges to go over there. Absolutely I have. But then some report of some rapper who was killed or something from going back to their old neighborhood. I see one of those and I'm just like, nope. And I'm nowhere near as important or prominent as them. Well, I ain't gonna say as important because I think we're all important people, but I'm nowhere near as prominent as them. And even with that being said, I see a vote Trump. Oh, okay, people waiting on me to cross. I see a vote Trump what is it, sign being pulled behind a plane. That's pretty awesome. I haven't seen one of those at all, but they pulling out all the stops here in Detroit to try to get those black voters. But more black voters are starting to go the conservative way than any other time in my lifetime. I've never seen this many black voters like they about to go vote for the Republican candidate. But black folks are waking up and seeing that voting Democrat, just guaranteeing them our vote every time around, it has not done anything to serve us. These people, they do not serve us. But we ain't gonna get political. Well, let's see if y'all could see it in the air there. It's in the air, but now there's the plane. But I don't know if you can see the sign being pulled behind the plane, but it's too far away for y'all to be able to tell that it says vote Trump on it. But we're not gonna get off on that tangent. Well, we did already, but we're gonna go ahead and get off of that and get back on to, oh, it's even closer. I don't know if you guys can tell there, That's about as close as I'm gonna be able to get it for y'all. But yeah, once you escape that situation, never go back. I've had urges to go back, temptation to go back and just check it out, see, some people who I knew who lived over there, see if they still around there and stuff. Nah, man, y'all can link up on Facebook and then go meet for lunch somewhere. Don't go back over there to that dangerous environment. It's not gonna serve you. The last thing I need is to go back over there and somebody who I don't even recognize, somebody who I don't even remember, because they look so different now compared to how they did before, that feel some sort of way about the fact that they didn't see me around doing this and that, and I'm so much better for myself. People will convince themselves that they are just in victimizing you. Oh, he think he all that now. Oh, he think he better than us now. He think he above us now. He no longer one of us. This is the sort of silly stuff that people looking for excuses to make a victim out of you for simply making a choice to better yourself. These are the things they tell themselves to make themselves feel just in doing something ridiculous. So don't even put yourself in that. You don't have to. So don't expose yourself to stuff unnecessarily. Once you're gone, stay the hell gone. Don't go over there. Certainly, you don't want to raise a family over there. I knew I would never raise a family over there, ever. I didn't want my family to have to, grow up, my boys to have to grow up in that same environment that I had to survive. I had to survive my childhood. That's how rough of a neighborhood it was. I survived. There's certain things that I learned being over there that I otherwise wouldn't have learned. I don't ask questions about stuff that's not my business. I don't go places that I have no business being. I really mind my own business. It's just certain things you learn in the streets that you just aren't gonna get anywhere else. And a lot of the things, it wasn't all bad. A lot of the wisdom I gained from being over there, it sticks with me today. I live by a lot of the principles that I learned from being over there. So I wouldn't have learned those things any other way. But that's just me finding a silver lining in a bad situation. If I could have been born and raised somewhere much nicer, I would have preferred to. I'm just taking the positives out of a bad situation. But once you're out of a bad situation, don't go back, man. It's too many rappers we seeing getting arrested and being killed and all this sort of stuff because for whatever reason they still want to be filthy rich and still do this street crap. It don't make no sense for you to be filthy rich and getting caught up with drugs. It don't make no sense for you to be filthy rich and getting caught up in shootouts. It don't make no sense for you to be filthy rich and you caught on a freaking case where you plotting off people who might testify for you. That's just a level of low that you shouldn't even be dealing with at this point, man. So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. To me, I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I come from the streets, man, and that's still just some silly moving to me. It's not looking like he gonna get out of it. I could be wrong, but my fear is that even if he do get out of this, he'll just be out of this now. He gonna find himself in something else stupid because his mentality has to change in order for him not to find himself repeating these sorts of behaviors over and over and over. So let me know what y'all think, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.